Hi. Hello. We were supposed to start Uncharted 4 today, but electric company had other plans, and so here we are. I don't know what to do. I can't turn on the console because to play Uncharted 4 I need to turn on the console, but I can't. We're on battery. we cannot. This brings me back to my early days of streaming, when all of my streams ended with we're doing something doing this until power cuts. All of my streams ended like that, cause yeah. Hello, Pamiyan, welcome, thank you very much for dropping by. So I don't know what we're gonna do. All the plans fell through, and I'm rhyming for some reason. I can't even make some warm water. I'm cold, and yeah, I don't know what to do. What are we gonna do today? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Do. Hi, Banjo, welcome. Thank you very much for dropping by. What are we gonna do? We're not Wednesday, so we can't do Wednesday discovery. Today is Powerless Tuesday. I'm powerless. Well, not technically not, but yeah, I don't have enough power to sustain the console. We could try. I guess this became Moody Tuesday. Well, it's Powerless Tuesday. I don't know what to do. And I still don't have food for the tasting stream either. Not that I would just spring the testing stream on you like this, because it was supposed to be a reward, so it needs to be properly prepared. But what could we do? What could we do? What could we play? Today's in a row of Sandrock is today's in a row of Sandrock too much? Oh yeah. It's been a while since I played Age of Empires 2. But I don't think I have the brains for that though. Plus it needs an update. I haven't updated in forever. What else could we do? I guess since I cannot play Uncharted 4, something a bit chill, not too demanding on the brain. Hey Neo, welcome. Thank you very much for dropping by. Or we could do something like a work stream, I guess. Haven't done that in a while. Although, work streams are chill for you. I do have some commissions, but I'm not supposed to stream them, so not that. And well, I need to prepare the. I haven't yet started recording the special 2K cover, but that is also supposed to stay a surprise. So I can't stream that either. I've always prided myself on being adaptable, but I guess I also do like having my plans and all. And not haven't been thrown like the power cut like an hour ago. I don't know when it will return. Hello Mal, welcome. Thank you very much for chopping by. Unless we're just gonna do is just a yapping stream. Well, I'll work in the background and I'll yap. Well, basically a work stream, I guess. Plans are great, but someday there's just not the energy for it. But that's not the problem. It's not it's not my energy. The problem. It's the energy that is produced by the fucking company that is supposed to produce it. The problem. Stupid fucking company. If the funniest thing is, oh shit, if you go on the Facebook page of the National Electric Company, all you can see is just everyone swearing at them and cussing them. It's so freaking. The first comment on every post is just people cussing at them because it's ridiculous. We have like what, a half a no, we don't even have half a day. We don't even have the power half of the day. And the water, because they produce both the electricity and the water. The great mild-mannered Malagasy people, but they are. Believe me when I tell you, when they're cussing, it's really. That's why I'm very reluctant to teach you guys cuss words, because it's just ear flaying. It's just ear flaying. It's just too bad. It's just no. It makes me laugh, but yeah, I'm not about to teach you guys that. No. I don't want you spewing nonsense in the chat. If you ever visit Madagascar, you won't understand most things, of course, but that's not my problem. That's not my problem. No. You gotta randomly spew those in chat, and no, I'm not having that. I'm not having that. It's bad enough that I hear it on a daily basis. Oh, but this is fucking ridiculous, dude. We used to be relatively okay in my neighborhood, but even us now we barely have electricity like half the day, and the water, the water is always cut. It's so freaking annoying. Like, at the very least, when there's no power, it's whatever, I can make do with the batteries, but the water, dude, the water is the worst. And then you wonder why you fall ill. Of course. Plus the water is already honestly not very the color it comes out from the faucet is really scary. We have to like filter everything. Faucet. Why? Faucet. Okay. So I don't know what to do, guys. Are you okay with I don't know what to do. Because the thing is, the moment I stop streaming, what little momentum had been building up is just cut. I can't afford that either. Can't afford that. Remember that when I was saying, oh wait, my 2K special cover plans are in jeopardy. Well, it seems they are not anymore. the little momentum we got in subscriber raise is gone. We're back to minus something now. Well, I mean, we might still be reaching 2K this year, but not in a month anymore, I believe. That's not likely anymore. That's just too, yeah, no. We'll be lucky if we still get like 100 subscribers this month. So I guess in 3 months, which means we're back. I'm back to having some time, some time to prepare. Plus Ryan is back too. So yeah, I guess those plans, in the end, those plans didn't fall through. Hello Raven, welcome. Thank you very much for jumping by. Just do whatever. But I don't know what to do. We'll just a yapping stream on a Tuesday is very weird. As in, I think I never did that. I always leave the yapping to like Friday. I mean, I do some yapping after a game, but you know, we play the game first. Going straight to the yapping on a Tuesday is kind of weird. Like, it's nothing special or what. It's just, you know, humans are creatures of habit. It's kind of weird. When you don't know what to do, you just go play TFT. I have no idea what that is. Probably not something I've ever played. Yeah. Let's see. Well, I guess I'll just work in the background and yap a bit. Although the work requires me to listen to stuff, so and focus on it. That might not really work. When you're bored, you just read SCP's entries for the funsies. What is SCP? Okay, so let's type in TFT. What is TFT? Team Fight Tactics. Okay, don't know that. Online game. Okay. It's a mobile game, right? Yeah, looks like it. And SCP. SCP. What is SCP? The SCP Foundation's top secret archives, declassified for your enjoyment. What is that? The SCP Foundation is a fictional organization featured in stories created by contributors on the SCP Wiki, a wiki-based collaborative writing project. Oh god, okay. Available in English and 15 other languages, content licensed CC by SA 3.0. I see. Yeah, mobile games are good time killers for sure. There's pretty much everything in there. Interesting. Well, at least I learned stuff. Alright, so let me see my planning. Yeah, no, but I can't really work on the commissions yet because I just finished one mix and I need to rest my head and more particularly I need to rest my ears because well, you need to do that. You need to like reset your ears and brain in order to be fresh, to be able to like actually pinpoint. Okay, there's I need to adjust this here, I need to do this here. As if you go on and just continue listening to the same project on continue, you're just gonna miss a ton of stuff. You need that little reset. So I can't continue with the commissions yet. I need a little bit of I need a reset. That being said, I still have a few things. Yeah, but I can't work on this. I can't work on this. Ah, yeah, the outfit. Maybe I could work on the. No, I don't feel like doing that. I don't feel like doing the reference sheet for the new outfit right now. I'm still not cured from hating drawing. Like doing the hypersonas is nice and fun. It's short. It's chibi style, so and plus it makes me happy because, well, it's for you guys. It means a lot. But drawing otherwise is just I completely killed I completely killed my willingness to draw. Hello, Captain Price II, please. Stick to English, French. English or French, or Malagasy if you happen to know it. No other languages, please. We want to be able to understand each other. You very happy with yours? I am very happy to hear that, to read that. it makes it all worth it. It makes it all worth it. I mean, there are people we could commission that offer commissions to make what was it? To make reference sheets, I guess, but I'm also a demanding person. The reason why I do most everything myself is because I want to obtain a certain result, and you never as well served. How do you say it again? On n'est jamais mieux servi que par soi. You're never as well served as if you do it yourself, or something like that. So if I can do it, if it's within my set of skills, I'll do it. Plus, it's easier. It's just easier. You don't have to wait on someone or what. But obviously, if I can't do it, I can do it. So I have to rely on someone. But is it gonna be within the quality I require? Is it gonna be within my budget? That's the problem. That's the problem. You've gotten quite a lot of compliments. Oh, that is so great! I'm so happy. It's hard for you to get the exact image in your head out into words. Yeah, that's a hard thing. Even when you try to be as detailed as possible, there's always gonna be little things here and there that are gonna be off. So yeah, no, I understand perfectly. I understand perfectly. Honestly, I don't feel like drawing. Oh. And I need to finish off a ref sheet. What else could we try? The thing is, there are many things I need to be doing, but well, everything that has to do with songs I can't do right now because I need my brain to reset, my ears to reset. Aside from that, wasn't there something else I was supposed to do? Shit. We were trying to... I have the hardest time focusing too these days. I don't know if it's just because it's cold. I think it's a big part of it. But I do wonder if there's something a bit wrong with me lately. It's just that my body, as in an illness, but it's just that my immune system is very stonks. Very strong, and the worst that happens is just I'm tiny bit off. I don't know, I feel like I'm off a lot these days. I sleep a lot. But then again, at night I have a hard time falling asleep. Like during the day I sleep a lot. Which... Why? I do wonder if I'm not actually, if there's not actually an illness, but it's just it's not quite making it to the surface. Hello, Yuji, welcome. Thanks for dropping by. Because of your work. Yeah, well. Hello, Minja. Welcome. Thanks for dropping by. It's much colder during the night. The human burrito mode would be on there. Yeah, well, I'm always. I have several layers of clothes and all that to keep me warm, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to sleep. But yeah, I feel like I have a harder time sleeping at night lately. It doesn't even feel that cold. As in, I've had colder nights. I don't know what's wrong with me lately. It might just be the seasonal depression stage. Phase. It might be, but I feel like I don't feel like I'm really that bad in a bad state, but then again, I'm not normal. You see what I mean? I feel like I'm off. I'm definitely off, but I don't know why. It's kind of it's annoying because it means my mind is not able to focus enough for me to finish all the stuff I need to finish. And I hate it. I hate it. If there's one thing I don't like, it's, well, among the many things I don't like, it's not being able to to get stuff done. It stresses me out. What did you miss, Minja? Not much. I'm still wondering what to do, so I ended up just yapping. I guess we're gonna just end up yapping a bit today. Winter, isn't it? Yeah, winter. Hello, Jumbek. Welcome. Thanks for dropping by. Seasonal depression does hit in varying degrees. I haven't had any seasonal depression. Oh, like once it was gone, well, I did suffer a little of a relapse, but then after that I was fine. It hasn't come back for what year are we? Well, for a while, I had a relapse. Yeah, I had a relapse in when I started VTubing. So it's been 3 years since I've been fine. So it's a bit weird. I call it seasonal because that's the only thing I can attach to it. But it's not like it's coming back every season or what. So I don't quite understand what's happening. I admit, but whatever. I've lived through worse, so I'll be fine. But in the meantime, I'm wondering what the hell is wrong, because I can't pinpoint it. It cannot be. It can't, like, unless it is still just the result of that side hustle I picked up, that was kind of sucking the life out of me. And it was really that bad that even now I am still recovering from the stress. Because I swear, I've accumulated in 2 weeks more stress than I accumulated in the last 3 years. It was insane. It was insane. I really felt like physically, I felt like I was at the end of my rope. Like there is a there was a certain period in my life where I was really bad both physically and mentally, and I felt like I was back then again. It was really weird. So I wonder if it's just that. It's just the remnants of all that stress, and it's just not been completely flushed out yet, and that's why I'm off still. It's a bit annoying, I admit. I won't lie, it's a bit annoying. I also welcome Chumbek. Thank you very much for dropping by. Unless I already said that. Yeah. Yapin is good too. Yeah, Yapin is good too. In that way, I think maybe some of you that have been here for a while might agree if I say that I usually have a hard time expressing myself. But I feel like it's been twice as worse. 2 times worse lately. Yeah, twice. Or did you not notice anything? Because if you haven't noticed, it means that I'm still at the top of the game, even though I'm not. Twice as bad. Okay. See. Getting back the energy can take a while sometimes. It's annoying. It's been a tumultuous month. It's been. That's for sure. Also, welcome and thank you very much for dropping by. It was the most tumultuous month I've ever had since we started. It was insane. It was insane. My mood was going up and then down and up and then down, and everything was like If we were in that movie that I never watched, the one with the personified emotions, what was it titled? I never watched it, but like I know of it. I've seen some clips, some memes. Was it? It was constant panic in my brain, I think, in my mind, in my inner self. It might also be that, yeah. It might just be that. I'm hoping to be able to take a little vacation sometime later this year, maybe in a few months. So you guys know. I'm hoping to. I don't know if I will have the opportunity, but I am really hoping to like take a little vacation, because the last time I went on vacation was before COVID struck, and then after that it was. I've never gone anywhere. Like I was always home or visiting my family, but that's it. So yeah, I'm hoping to just, go away for just a tiny bit, maybe a week, to reset. It's been a while. I haven't been to the sea for such a long time, which maybe might sound weird to you because I live in an island, but it's a big island. It's bigger than most European countries, so like, yeah, it's an island, but you don't actually get to see the sea if you live in the center lands. So yeah. Hello Artem, welcome. Thank you very much for dropping by. You just moved to another city, so this month was hard for you too. Well, I hope it won't be as hard for you. Well, I hope you will get through it better than I did. Because I feel like woo. No, but it was a very it was a very decisive month for me. I am ever so grateful, but I was mostly tired. Well, it had to come to that, I guess. 3 years without no rest. Even if I absolutely love what I'm doing, I guess would amount to that after a while. I'm really impressed by people that never take a break. Like I know. Like we talked about how much of a workaholic I was, but even I need a rest, and I take breaks and all, or try to. I take breaks, you know, and all. And even like that, I feel like no, but I guess yeah, I do need to take a little break. So hopefully in in the coming months, I will find an opportunity to take like a little break, just a little vacation, just 1 week to see the sea. That would be nice. That would be nice. It's been so long. It's been so long. You live in a country surrounded by sea and full of islands, but you don't get to see the sea that often. Yeah. I'm the Highlander. I don't have that reference. There's a video, yeah, there's a recent video of Jour du Grenier, one of my favorite YouTubers, about a game adapted from the Highlander. That's how I know it. But I've never heard of that thing, I think. Or have I? Huh. That's not among my references. That's not something I ever saw on TV, I believe. There are only swamps? Oh. Are there swamps here? Not. Kinda? Are they? We have. Is it called mangrove in English? Yeah, we have mangroves. Well, we have biomes with mangroves, which kinda imply it's swamp-ish, I believe. Maybe? No? What are swamp? What is defined as a swamp? Area of land permanently saturated or filled with water. Ah, okay. Yeah. So we have swamp-ish, swamp-like places, but yeah, not here. Ah, I believe the where the capital is now used to be a swamp, or there's a part of it that used to be a swamp, but it's not anymore. Did my YouTube recommendations get messed up by your submissions? Well, I look up a ton of stuff on my account, so it's not really it's not really messing anything. Hello, Mr. 2, welcome. Thank you very much for dropping by. How do they even build cities in swamp areas? Well, it used to be a swamp, or part of it was used to be a swamp, but it's not anymore. It's been drained and become a livable environment. Weird copyright claim got you befuddled. Ah, well, the one that got the VOD blocked. It was not a video that was originally on YouTube that we watched. It was on Vimeo. And it got a claim, and directly was like, nope, it cannot be watched by anyone. But thankfully I was able to just stream it out. The option was still available for me to just stream it out, so it's fine. The whole what was I gonna say? The principle? Yeah, was also for us to just watch the video, like for me to discover the videos and react to them. So I didn't actually check them beforehand. So that's why I wasn't aware. Like, I got a notification a little bit afterwards saying, "Ah, the video has been blocked worldwide." And I was like, "Oop." It was a funny thing. It was a funny thing. Well, I feel like it was a funny thing. It's okay because I did that. I don't actually get monetized, so whatever ads play or don't play, or it's never gonna get to me. The money is never going to get to me anyway, so I don't really care. But whenever possible, I'd like for the VOD to stay, you know, because, you know, it's part of it's part of the adventure. It was stuff we went through. It was stuff we shared. I'd like for it to be able to stay there, and an archive of it to be able to stay there. Usually, it's the karaoke that are kind of unsalvageable. If there are several copyright claims that are blocking it, I can't trim the part out. Because, what was it? It says this is, you cannot trim it because this is a playlist or something like that. Like, because there are many songs within a karaoke VOD and I can't trim them out. So in the end, what I can do is I have to make a compilation myself, which I did. I believe it was last year, something like that. Because there were several karaoke VODs that just got nuked because of one or two songs within them, and I couldn't trim them out. But since then, I've been trying to be. I've been trying to actually check beforehand the songs I sing to make sure the VOD won't get hooked. Which reminds me, I haven't yet scheduled a karaoke stream. Maybe we'll try to do one towards the end of the month. Well, it's not gonna be this week, definitely. I don't think I'll have the strength for that yet, but maybe next week. It feels like forever since we did a karaoke, but it was a month ago. Anything plans? I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. There are some days where it's some months where it's easier to figure out a theme, and others less so. Last time was the special birthday one, so I don't know. I might just go and revisit songs I sang before, just because I don't feel like I will have much time and energy to learn new songs or scrounge up new ones. So yeah, we'll try that out. Yeah, I try to have a monthly karaoke. At least. Well, at least. Honestly, a monthly karaoke is as much as I can do, actually. Because even if I do it in a relaxed manner, it's still well, it's still performing live, so yeah. I don't know how people that like do karaoke's every week or something like that manage, actually. I'm not, I don't know. I don't know how we do it, but I for one, which is a funny thing because I've always wanted to sing, and when I was seeing those bands I used to listen to saying like, oh, they're going on tour, that means they had a show every day for like months. That's the kind of thing I wanted to do, but I guess, well, now my main thing is not that, I guess. Oop! Ah! The light is the light is kind of dying. The light is wait. Ah. Wait. Mate. Oh my god, are we dying? Wait. Alright. We're not dead yet. Oops. We're not dead yet. But yeah. No, it's a good thing that we're just yapping because the state of the power is not good. It's not good. Have I eaten yet? No, it's too early for that. It's not even 7 p.m. I haven't eaten yet. Why would I eat so early? Do you guys eat dinner that early? That reminds me of my grandparents. My grandparents used to eat at like 6 p.m. And because if we were staying with them, they made us eat with at that time, but like by midnight we'd be hungry again. Welcome Kumafol. Thank you very much for dropping by. Unless I already welcomed you, I don't know anymore. But yeah, welcome. It's 9 p.m. for some. You eat? Oh, yeah, you eat at 6 p.m. Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't eat that fast. It's too early for me. It's too early for me. I don't even have that big of an appetite. But no. That's too early for me. We did dinner for power for dinner. We'll wait. We'll wait for things to come back and stabilize. you used to eat at 4 p.m. growing up? That must be something like a snack time or something like that, right? Dinner at 4 p.m. At what time do you wake up then? If you used to eat at 4 p.m. Because like, there's a long time between that and breakfast. I don't even eat breakfast actually. Probably has to do with when it gets dark. Yeah, well, it gets dark. Here, it gets dark depending on the season. It gets dark between 5 p.m. and 7 p.m. mostly. But I eat at like... well, now that I stream, I eat later, obviously. I eat after I'm done streaming. But in general, I would eat at like, what, 8 p.m.? Something like that. Not 6 p.m. So, when does it get dark for you? Around 4 p.m. And when does the sun rise, basically? Hello, Charles. Welcome. Thank you for... Thank you very much for dropping by. Hope you like it here. I'm like an overeager server. I was like greeting the clients, like, oh, hi, welcome, and I'm just flat on my face with a little tray. Everything is just broken on the ground. My tongue is never able to keep up with my brain. I'm sorry. It gets dark around 10 or 11 p.m. Oh my god! How long are your days? Our days are basically really 12-12. As in, sunrise, depending on the season. Sunrise around 5 to 6 p.m. and then sets at around 5 to 7 p.m. So that's why I'm saying, yeah, our day-night ratio is basically very close to 12-12. My god! I already have a hard time sleeping at night, so I cannot imagine how hard it would be for me. 10 to 11 p.m. How long are your days? Middle of winter, you only get couple hours of daylight. But right now, you get 20 hours of daylight. Oh my god. It's really fascinating to me. Yeah. And it's just a question of being on different hemispheres. It's so weird. Gets dark 4 p.m. in dark winter. In summer at 11 p.m. Yeah, okay. Sun goes up at around 8 to 9 in winter. And at 4:30 in summer. Yeah. We never have that much of a big difference. It's so weird. Why? Why is the North Hemisphere so encounters such wide differences? It's weird. It's sunrise 5 a.m. Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah, for us there are no winter or summer or what. For us there's just basically two seasons. There's a warm and humid one and a cold and dry one. That's it. And as I say, the difference is just like at most 2 hours of difference for the sun. So we don't have anything like summertime or winter time, and the country is within one single time zone. So there's never any change. Temperature for me has a huge difference. But I'm guessing for you, it's always warm around. But like if you were to come in my country, you'd feel like it's always warm around. But like in the cold season, temperature can go like, usually goes like at 10 degrees C, the lowest maybe. So there are some cities where it's very low. And it sometimes have reached something like 0 degrees C, but never below. Or if it ever went below, maybe minus just a couple of degrees. And then when it's warm, it can go up to something like 25, 30 degrees C if it's really warm. But on the highland where I live in the capital, it's not that like the weather is very mild. But on the coast, you'll get something like that might go, especially in the south or on the west, you could go up to something like 40 degrees C. And when it's cold, I think it never really goes below 20, I guess. So yeah, I'm guessing for someone from the North Hemisphere, that's like warm year round. But for me, it's a huge difference. The Earth is crooked, kind of. The Earth is inclined. So yeah. Supposedly. It's physically impossible to get enough vitamin D from sun in winter, so you gotta eat supplements. It's hard getting vitamin D in winter. Yeah, and so that's why you say it's seasonal depression, heat in varying degrees. Have I played Clair Obscur Expedition 33? Nope, and I don't intend to. The last turn-based RPG game I played kinda turned me off. Although, well, it was Baldur's Gate 3 and it just made me not want to play D&D ever. But like, I always just tolerated turn-based games before. Like, okay, I can play a turn-based game if everything else is attractive to me, and if the gameplay is not gonna be a hindrance. When I started playing Baldur's Gate 3, I was like, yeah, no, it should be okay. It's not that much of a hindrance. And then it was like, oh, it's like the game took it as a challenge and just, yeah, no. So no, I'm not gonna play Clair Obscur Expedition 33. No matter, and I'm also not playing because it seems to be receiving a ton of accolades. And the last game I played, what was overhyped, was kind of, well, disappointed might be a very hard word. Like, all in all, I'd say Baldur's Gate 3 was not disappointing, but it was widely overrated. It was overblown. And yeah, no, I've had my share. That's enough. I'm tired. I'm tired of playing games like that are super well rated and just in the end it's just like, at best it's okay. No, I don't intend to. Am I French? No, I'm not French, but my second language is French. 20 degrees Celsius is perfect weather for you, not too warm, too cold. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. I mean, it's not like I'm saying that I will never change my mind, of course. But like right now, it's been a string of games that it's been a string of a few games that have gotten me to go like nope, 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 every time, and I'm kind of I'm really sad about it because I love playing games. The other day I was saying to chat that the one hobby that I never stopped was playing games. Like, there were years when I just wasn't watching anime or reading manga or anything like that. But playing games, since the moment I was able to, playing video games, since the moment since we got a computer at home that was able to kind of run some games, I never stopped playing video games one or another. So that's the one hobby that I never stopped. And I'm very sad when I just arrive at a point in the game when I was like, ugh, I'm fucking tired of this. I don't want to do this anymore. And it's been that for the few last ones. So I'm not saying that I will never play it. Expedition. But right now it's a hard no. But we don't know. Maybe in a few months, who knows? I'll be like, yeah, we're good now. I am ready to go back into Refrain and give other games a chance. But for now, it's a hard no. For now, it's a hard no. D&D can be a bit overwhelming. I never played D&D. Like, Baldur's Gate 3 was my only, the only game adapted from it that I ever played. Before playing Baldur's Gate 3, I was like, yeah, I'm sure it would be a fun thing to play with friends, maybe. And then after I played Baldur's Gate 3, reached that nope point, and I was like, yeah, if D&D is like this, actually, I don't want to play. I don't want to play. It's not for me. Like, no, but it might be that it's not D&D that I hate. It's just the way Baldur's Gate 3 adapted it. Maybe, I don't know. It's my only experience, so I don't know. But what I can say is that the gameplay was the one part of the game that really made it into a chore, and it was very hard to get through it. But I did. I didn't finish it on stream. I dropped when we arrived at like towards the beginning of Act 3, I believe. Yeah, we arrived at Baldur's Gate. And it was the funniest thing, because I was like, part of why I really wanted to try out Baldur's Gate 3 was because it seemed to be like one worthy successor of Dragon Age, you know. So I really loved Dragon Age Origins. I tolerated Dragon Age 2, and I liked Dragon Age Inquisition. It was nice. Like, the gameplay was but the companions, the writing was really good. So I wanted to retrieve that. I had that RPG itch that I wanted to scratch. So I started with Pillars of Eternity. Pillars of Eternity was nice. But the writing was kind of The companions were really nice. Then I continued with Pillars of Eternity 2, and I noped towards the part where I finally hooked the fish, and he was like, hey, my friend, and I was like, nope. We get out of here, and I finished on a very satisfying ending of they all died. They spurned me, they used me, so they all died. It was really satisfying. But yeah, at that point, the RPG itch was still not scratched. And so I finally took the plunge, bought Baldur's Gate 3. It was... Because you have to understand, to me, in my head, like, AAA games cost something like $40 or at max $50. Nowadays, we are going to cost $90, and I'm just like, nope. We do not have a budget for that. It makes me kind of sad, because I was like, I remember 20 years ago when I started to play games, I was like, I was playing on a rickety old PC, and that was not able to run most of the games I wanted to play. And with my brother, we were like, hopefully in 10 years we'll be able to play those games and it will get better from there because technology is gonna evolve and it's gonna be more accessible. And turns out kinda, but not really. 20 years later, it still is a fucking luxury to play video game. Maybe I just was born in the wrong country, whatever, but yeah. But where was I going with this? I forgot. Where was I going? What was I saying? In any case, I took the plunge, bought Baldur's Gate 3, started out like, yeah, okay, it's promising, and then, I don't remember at what point it was like, there was a stupid fight that made me go like, wait, are you really... I played on the difficulty that was supposed to allow me to just experience the story, because I didn't really care for the gameplay. And in Pillars of Eternity, they had that. They have a difficulty that is meant just for you to experience the story, and it works perfectly. As in, combat does not take several minutes. No. It's just we're done. Because I'm not there for that. I'm not there for the combat. I'm there for the story. And so, I arrived at that fight. I had to reset like 3 times. And we were, barely in the middle of... No, towards the end of the first act. And that was my first time when I was really like, wait, what? And then we went into Act 2, and there was that one part where you have to basically just come save and reset, because otherwise it's just a pain. And I ended up grabbing cheats, mods, to just go through it, and then it's been a string of games that have made me go nope before I finished it. The last one was Shadow of War. Shadow of War naptenka sianale. Shadow of War made me go into Malagasy scene. The game is super fun. The game is hella fun. It's just sometimes it throws something that is just unfair at you. And you know, when you reach that point, you're just like, nope, I'm not here to suffer. I play games to have fun, not to suffer, god damn it. It's a good thing at least that the viewers are having fun, but my god. Oh, it's been a bad string for me. I don't know, maybe it's just compounded. Maybe it's just that lately I've been feeling a bit more impatient, less tolerant towards games, and there's also the fact that when I stream games, I play them differently than if I was playing for myself. So yeah. It's been a string of few games that have been kind of disappointing. In the end, Baldur's Gate, I finished Baldur's Gate off stream, and yeah, it's good. I could even say it ventures into great territory. Sometimes it's really great, and then there is some kind of jank that comes in and be like, oh, that was unfortunate. But it did scratch that RPG itch that I had, because it did make me go, oh, sometimes. And that's the feeling I wanted to retrieve. That one feeling I had when I played Dragon Age Origins. There was that. The companions were great. The writing was really good with the companions. The acting, ooh, top tier. But there was some jank here and there, and the game is an adaptation of D&D, and it just made me go, yep, I'm not playing D&D ever. ever. Oh my god. But yeah, no, but all in all, it was good. Like the once I was able to finish it off stream, I can say that the positive do outweigh the negative. But I stay my judgment, it's overrated. Because everyone is like praising that thing, like, oh, that, like, yeah, for sure, I believe it merits the Game of the Year award it got, because it's not just about being very good, it's about making an impact on the whole industry, and it did make an impact. But at best I'd give it an 8 out of 10. Honestly, after like doing a playthrough and all, and really like, I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10, which is very good. I'm a very demanding person. I will never ever give anything a 10 out of 10. At best, like I can't even think of something I ever gave a 9 out of 10. Probably there was, but yeah, like right now off the top of my head, maybe Witcher 3 kind of goes close to that. But yeah, 7.5 out of 10. It's that's very big. That's very good. Which results in a 15 out of 20. Yeah. Well, let's just skip to the out of to the 10. But yeah, it was a very good experience. But I believe if it's held back by its ambition, it shouldn't have. If it didn't make a big huge game and just focused on like making sure everything was ironed out in the main story, and especially the companions, it would have been a much better thing. Instead of adding 50,000 NPCs with 50,000 side quests, because that's what because that's what people want. No. I don't know about people, but I want a quality experience through and through. It does not have to be a huge game. It can be a small one. It does not have to have huge ambitions. It just have to do things right. It did mostly things right. It's just that, yeah. Had it released 10 years ago, I would have been more tolerant. And had it not been as overhyped as it was, I would have been more tolerant. But yeah. But it's whatever. It's whatever. I'm just one person yapping here. It does not change what other people think of it or what. It's just my humble, but you know it's right, opinion. People in Madagascar speak French. It's our second official language, yes. Not everyone speaks French, and the proficiency varies. But I was taught in schools that use French, so I'm bilingual, but at base. When has a hyped game been worth the praise it's gotten for me? Maybe Witcher 3. I believe it was hyped, or was it not? I don't know. I know it was well regarded. That's the only one that comes to mind immediately. The other ones I like are usually like either kinda Like for example, Final Fantasy VIII. I believe at best it had mixed. It had a mixed reception, maybe? I don't know. I'm not sure. I didn't play it back then. I played it like 10 years ago. What else? Games that I really like. I love loads of EverQuest that nobody knows, and and like the developer died afterward. Closed afterward. I think Witcher 3, maybe? I really liked God of War, but I don't know if we can say that God of War was very hyped. The 2018 one. But you have to, there's also the whole time and TPO. TPO? Time. No, wait. Not TPO. What was it again? There's also the whole time opportunity. No, occasion. Time, place, occasion. I don't know if there would have been a time, place, occasion for me where I would have given a much higher rating to Baldur's Gate 3, for example. But as it was, that's my ending thoughts on it. Act 3 was when you quit too. We were talking about what was it? Issues. I did see the game stutter a bit, quite a bit, but throughout the whole, like I really went back and replayed from the beginning. And I didn't do all the quests, of course. I don't usually do all the quests in an RPG. I tend to just do the quests that feel coherent narratively for my character. For me, it's very rare that I try to, especially nowadays, it's very rare that I try to like want to do everything in a game. But yeah, the game was stuttering a bit here and there, running in the well, it wanted to run on ultra, so I let it. But at some point, I lowered some stuff. Because I felt like it was too much. The game is pretty. I really the strength are really within the whole the companions. The acting is very great, and it's not just about like, sure, they got good actors and all, but it's also about you can have good actors and have bad direction. So it also means that direction was also very good, and the writing all in all was very good. It's just that really my problem with it is there's some jank, as in there are some quests that are rather important, as in not main quest, but quests that are very closely tied to the main quest, and in a way. Do I want to go into spoilers, because it's a bit hard to explain it without going into spoilers, but there are some quests that just end in a not coherently satisfying way, as in you can have a storyline not end well. That's perfectly fine. That's even that makes things interesting. That raises the stakes. But some just end without any real resolution. It's kind of when it makes sense. Like sometimes it makes sense that it ends without any resolution, as in you were supposed to help a group of NPCs, but you didn't, and you advanced the story, and there is no you get to a point where you cannot help them anymore. So yeah, it stops with you couldn't help them or you didn't help them. Okay, that's fine. But there are some quests that are just like, wait, no, it does not make sense. There's some things that don't make sense. Some reaction, some triggers, some dialogue triggers that are and it just breaks immersion. That's the worst thing an RPG can do can make is breaking immersion, and it did that quite a few times. So that's why I'm saying it's a bit janky. I don't know how many people worked on it, and I know that the studio was not a big one to begin with. Not a green one, because they had made a few games before. But I don't know, that's why I'm saying that, as 2024, apparently they had 470 employees. I don't know how many worked on the game. But I believe it was probably not as huge as a team as you would expect in a AAA. So I respect the dedication, the them trying to actually do something qualitative and all. But yeah, there was some jank in there that broke my immersion a few times, and it was very unfortunate. Very unfortunate, but yeah. All in all, it was very nice. It was very nice. It scratched that itch, and I'm happy with that, at least. And it didn't feel like I threw my money out of the window. That would have been very terrible. That would have been terrible. It's insane. They say they want to make game more available to people, but they increase the price or something. Yeah. Like, I was really convinced. Yeah, but I was a naive kid, let's say, 20 years ago. But I was really convinced that, with how fast the technology was advancing, it would come to a point where it's gonna be very accessible and all. It's kinda, but not really. Why are the prices always rising too? It just makes me not want to buy more, at least the overpriced one. At least with the indie crowd, you could maybe find something nice, especially for the price. With the AAAs nowadays are just disappointment after disappointment. Like, you put so much money in it, and for what? It's really sad. It's really sad. But well, at least as far as games go, especially now, I believe if you are after, if there's something you are after, there's a high chance that you will find it. But it's no, there's a high chance that it does exist somewhere. But you would find it, I don't know. Maybe the chances are a bit lower. But yeah, with how many people are making games and all, I believe it's probably now more than ever the possibility of what you are searching for existing is much higher. Hello Lisa, welcome, thanks for dropping by. Comet, Aaron, welcome, thank you very much for dropping by. Night God, welcome, thank you very much for dropping by. Should play Dark Souls. I tried a few Souls-like games, and well, I tried Bloodborne and Dark Souls 3 because that's I bought those with a very different mindset a few years back. Oh, almost 10 years back actually. No, I don't know anymore. Time is kind of warped in my mind, but I did try them, and if that is the formula, it's not for me. They're not hard. They're not like mechanically. It's not hard at all. I played games that are harder. Like Devil May Cry is harder mechanically to master. It's not mechanically challenging. It's mind grinding. That's the problem I have with Souls-like games. The fact that you have to... I want to fight the boss, but in order to get to the boss, you have to go through through a ton of mobs. Okay, that's fine. I can do that once or twice, not 50,000 times, and always losing whatever little progress I got in the meantime. Like, the bosses are fun to fight, but the rest is not. So yeah, no. I still have Sekiro that I want to try, because I feel like Sekiro is the one among those that I have using that Souls-like formula that I might be able to actually get through. I'll probably get to the nope point before I end the game, but I'm willing to give it a try. I feel like it's more up my alley. It just feels like a much more punishing Ghost of Tsushima, which Ghost of Tsushima I really liked. So we'll see. I'm not someone who likes to try hard on games, as in, like I said, I'm here to I play games to have fun. That fun can extend to some frustration, here and there. It's fine. I'll curse at it and all, and I'll get through, and all in all, I'll have a good time. But a game stops being fun when it just feels like it's it's being unfair. It's making a joke out of me. Making a joke out of me. Is that an expression? It's mocking me or something like that. But it feels like a chore, really. So yeah, no. If that's the soul, if Bloodborne and Dark Souls 3 have a Souls formula, it's not one I find fun. I might like classic turn-based RPGs. Well, I don't know. Haven't really, like, right now I'm on a at least Western. We might try we might pick up a JRPG soon anyway, but at least Western RPGs I'm on a detox phase right now. But it's a bit to get to that little scratch in each point. I had to wade through so much frustration. I think I just need to stop for a bit. The thing you like about D&D is the freedom which you can quite get in a game, but the D&D run is years of time. Yeah, no. Like, no. That feels like too much commitment for what? No. I never tried a Persona game. I don't know if I'd like them. Maybe, maybe not. I'm not willing to try yet. For now, I'm really on a. Ooh, that's enough. So Zazed. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Welcome, thank you very much for jumping by. No, English is my third language. The language in which I'm the least proficient in. That is why I decided to stream in English, to get some practice out of it. Didn't get past Act 1, prefer actual D&D? Okay. I've seen some comments of people saying that it was not a very good adaptation of D&D, so I don't know. Like I said, it was my only experience of something remotely D&D related, so I don't know. My thoughts were like, oh, it would probably be fun with friends playing D&D. After I played that game, I was like, yeah, no, I don't want to try D&D if it's like this. So I don't know. I don't know. I think there's definitely some things that they should have tweaked as far as adapting. Like, it's a different media. Video game is a different media. You have to adapt things to make it a more seamless experience. I don't know. I've heard there was that other game that is actually adapting D&D too, and I've seen very positive comments about it on GOG. What was it again? Wait, let me find it. I think I must have. No, I might not. Did I might not have wish listed it anymore because I was like, yeah, no, I don't like D&D. Ah, no, it's there. Solasta Crown of a Magister. I've seen many good comments about this being a good adaptation of D&D. I know of it because one of my favorite YouTuber made a video on it. It looked fun, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, but I'm not touching anything D&D related for a while. Baldur's Gate is limited on races. That must be part of the limitations you have to accept with the media. Yeah, you can't. How many? Like, could you give a percentage of how many races you are actually able to play in Baldur's Gate compared to the ones that exist in D&D? Or is that too much? Souls game feel like interactive depression. Maybe that's why they're so comfy to you. Oh god. Why you gotta say stuff like that? Everyone is different. D&D is like Vegemite. It's an acquired taste. Ah. Yeah, no, definitely. Like, I had the impression that D&D was something a bit, you know, more niche. As in, actually, people that like and play it, there's a community for sure. But it's not the kind of thing that is made for everyone, I feel like. Do I usually stream in English? Yes. English is the main language of the streams. But I do sleep and use French from time to time. And sometimes I'm Malagasy. That's usually a meter to evaluate how frustrated I am. And yes, I usually play games. I usually play games. Today I was supposed to play a game, but it's just that the power is out and I cannot turn I cannot play a game therefore. And so I ended up just but I was supposed to stream, so I started the stream. But I was wondering what to do when we ended up just yapping. That's how it turned out. %? Oh yeah. And let's the video game media is just gonna be more limited, obviously, because when you play tabletop, you're actually interacting with real people, which means there's gonna be a lot more adaptability than in a game, in a video game. So yeah, I believe there's probably gonna be a lot more freedom. And well, actually interacting with real people, which might or might not be something attractive depending on the person. Yeah. Hello, want some rye? Welcome, thank you very much for dropping by. D&D is like one of the granddaddies that inspired much of modern fantasy. Yeah, for sure. There's a ton of stuff that has been adapted from D&D, not just video games, obviously. Yeah, no, it was a funny thing because I was like, I have an RPG scratch. No, each I want to scratch. And I ended up watching that D&D movie, the one that released in, was it 2023? It was really fun. And after I watched it, I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy Baldur's Gate 3. It was the same thing. I watched that one, the movie, that is tied to Final Fantasy 15. What was it? Kingsglaive. I watched Kingslave at one point, and after I watched it, I was like, okay, I'm gonna play Final Fantasy 15, and that made me buy the first console I ever bought with my own hard-earned money. I was discovering the joys of adulthood, as in being able to actually buy something I wanted to. And I ended up buying it and buying Final Fantasy 15. That's how it went. I tend to do stuff kind of on a whim like that. kinda. It's not even a, well, yeah, no, to me it's a whim, because I don't do what's it called? Impulse purchases. I don't do impulse purchases. I usually feel very guilty every time I buy something for me. Because I'm like, yeah, was that really a good idea? Do we have enough to cover all our necessities? Should we have done that? I usually am that. It was the case since always. Since I started to work, and after, it's always been that. It's always been a struggle. Every time I buy something for me, I always feel like, oof, maybe I should have done that. And I try to reason, no, but you deserve a little treat. I very rarely am able to silence the guilt. BG3 is fun, but real tabletop like the Indian Pathfinder has so much freedom. Yeah, I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that a minute. But well, you have to have friends for that, and I don't have any friends. Well, not friends that would play tabletop RPG with me in any case. And then again, nowadays I just do not have the time for that. I just do not have the time for that. It's hard to get rid of a you deserve bare necessities mindset sometimes. In my case, it's not so much that I think that I just it just comes from sheer necessity, as in I don't actually have that much wiggle room. So yeah, it feels extra bad. And the thing is, I usually have some health issues cropping up from time to time that are rather costly and a bit of a burden. Well, a bit of a burden is a very is a euphemism. But when the health issues do crop up, it means I have to be a burden on my family, and I hate that. And so and so I end up trying to like no. But it's there's a lot of thoughts going in my mind. Have I tried doing one shots? No, but I believe one shots would probably be the best for me, as we're talking tabletop RPGs, right? Yeah. If I was to try, that's the one thing I would be that I'd be on. I'd be done for. I'd be done for trying some one shots with friends. But because Nova is an extreme introvert, which means social interactions are very tiring to me, actually draining. And, well, in order to have fun, I need to be comfortable. And complete strangers are gonna drain me more than friends that I've known for a while, so yeah. Definitely, one shots with close friends, I would be down to try it out. No, I'm fine, don't worry. Like, mentally, I'm fine. Well, I believe I must be on a bit of a depressive phase, but tiny, just a tiny bit. But I'm fine, don't worry. Oh, it's very kind of you to ask. I'm fine, don't worry. Been there, done that, gone through a ton of stuff. I'm still here. I'm still alive. I'm fine. Is it extra draining to sing to an audience as an introvert? Well, for me, no. Singing is something that I love, and I feel very alive when I sing. And actually, because I've had the opportunity to sing before, like in my previous life, to sing how to say it? Before I was a Vtuber, I had opportunities to sing before a public, an audience, and I absolutely loved it because you can actually feel the energy. There's a transfer of energy between you and the audience. It's really something that I cannot describe. Kind of like how I am kind of unable to describe how great it feels to stream. And so no, it's not draining. It's energizing. Of course, after the show, I'm drained. Rightfully so, because singing is demanding physically. And holding all that energy, needing to hold it back to not ruin the performance, all of that, it's draining. But it's not because I'm an introvert. Streaming is also very similar, actually. That's why I like streaming. That's why you see me stream every day. It's different. It's a different kind of energy transfer, let's say. But it's not draining like actual interactions with people. It's not the same kind of thing. If there's one thing that I do miss, it's singing live to an audience that I actually can see and all. But well, I went the Vtuber way, and it's different, but it's very fulfilling. I stream every day from Monday to Friday. I stream usually, unless there is something that's coming up or if I take a break. But I stream every day from Monday to Friday. What is one song that I love to sing? Oh, there are so... I just love to sing in general. And I sing songs that I vibe with. I could not give you a single song right at the top of my head like this. Do I stream only on YouTube or multi-stream to other platforms? I stream only on YouTube. I used to stream on Twitch, and then when they opened the multi-streaming, I streamed to both Twitch and YouTube. But I found that the platform was not really a good fit for me, and so I stopped multi-streaming on Twitch. List a few. I can't, man. I can't. I cannot list you a few. Beyond, like, I found Twitch very overwhelming. But beyond that, it's just that Twitch has its own culture that I don't really vibe with. How do I say it? I feel like it's really just a cultural the word is not inadequacy. It's not that. What's the word again? Something that means it doesn't fit. It's not it's not inadequate, it's not inconsistent. What is the word again? It'll come to me. But I feel it's really just the culture itself. I'm not. I feel like if I had to give you an image on YouTube, I feel like it's more cozy and chill, while on Twitch it's like being in a crowd. It's like if you were watching a concert. On YouTube, it's more like a seated concert where people are calmly watching, and on Twitch it's like a wild crowd in a metal concert with the mosh pit in the middle. That's how I feel, and so I felt like it was a bit more draining on Twitch. And once I multi-streamed, I could see that the vibe between the two chats are different, plus they insist on separating the chats, so that adds another layer of, I don't know, is it inconsistency? And I didn't like that. I wanted things to feel fair and equal for every viewer, and I couldn't really achieve that because there was the YouTube side and there was the Twitch side. And in general, it's just that I felt the platform was overwhelming to me, so I just decided, you know what, let's just stop and just focus here. Although, of course, I wish there was drag. I was able to kind of monetize on Twitch, but I can't here on YouTube. And there are some functionalities that are really handy on Twitch that don't exist on YouTube. But whatever. Plus, the thing is, I wanted to sing first and foremost, and I just discovered that I really like streaming. So, my main platform was always gonna be YouTube anyway. And so I just went with, okay, let's just stay here and focus here. That's how it ended to be. Yeah, I feel like the vibe is, of course, you can install your own vibe, but the thing is that the Twitch already has its own culture, and it's a culture I don't really, I don't mesh with much. So that's why it ended up like this. Of course, we don't know what the future has in store. Maybe something will happen that will make me go back, or I don't know, or try out another platform and try multi-streaming and all. But for now, we're here, and well, it's been going well. It's been going well. Yeah, no, for sure. The chat is gonna reflect the streamer, but all in all, the way YouTube functions as a platform is, I have a better time taking to YouTube than to Twitch. What is one of my the songs I'd recommend? Do you mean about among my covers? I have more than 100 covers on the channel. I would recommend listening to the more recent ones because they reflect more the kind of quality I am able to achieve lately. No. But then again, the more recent ones are actually ones I finished months ago. So not really. Well, if I had to like give you some recommendations, where did it go? Okay, let me drop some and I'm here like, oof. We have over 100 covers. What do we what do we give as recommendations? Yeah, please guys, do give your favorites. Monochrome, Elf. Yeah, I'm really proud of Elf. Elf is a I really especially since it was such a hard time trying to decipher whatever notes Adochan was singing. You know what? I'll drop a few lately. The latest ones. Well, Damocles by Sleep Token is a recent one. And there's also there's Snake Eater that people really liked, and I believe it's the kind of song that suits my voice well. And talked about Elf. Leave a Light On was so good. I'm glad you think so. That one was a bit of a... It was one that has been in the work for a while, and things happened, and that's how it ended. So it's one that I kind of felt like it had potential, but didn't really live up to it. So I'm glad that you think so. And also one that is in my native language, which is in Malagasy. A very special one. Here are a few that I think you might give you a bit of an in with my covers. If you're interested in checking them out. But yeah, there's over 100 on on the channel. Twitch chats have their own language the few times you've checked them out. Yeah, it's like beyond your own chat, your own community having its own flavor. I feel like Twitch as a platform has its own culture that's been there, like it's what they had, and it's not gonna change, you know. I feel like, and it's just something that I don't really vibe with, and I feel like it might just be cultural. I feel like it might just be cultural. On YouTube, I don't feel as much of it as far as streaming goes, because YouTube also must have its own culture. But YouTube started as a video platform instead of a streaming platform. So I feel like the streaming side is more relaxed, doesn't yet have as much of a clear culture as Twitch does, maybe, and that's why I'm more relaxed here. I don't know, but all in all, I feel like I'm able to like get into the workings of a platform on YouTube more than I could on Twitch, even though blah 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 blah. There's a ton of things that could be said in Twitch's favor, but yeah, this is how things ended up. Oh, I am glad if you felt welcome. And it's hard to find a non-aggressive community. My God, but so sad. But it's a very sad thing. Well, you are welcome to drop by anytime you are able to. As I said, I'll be here from Monday to Friday, usually just playing games. I swear I'm chill, usually. Usually. Cool French accent. It's a funny thing because people didn't used to be able to see what kind of accent I had. That's part of where I never said before where I came from until more or less recently. At the beginning, when I studied, well, you must have read the rules, right? The stream rules, right? You must have read them, right? And yeah, well, part of rule 1 was my idea was just, yeah, no, I'm not gonna say where I come from. That's part of the private information that nobody has any business knowing. But then I must have said this story 3,000 times lately, but whatever. We have new faces, so bear with me, the ones who have already heard that story. But so at first I was like, I never say to anyone where I come, where I was from. Part of my reasoning was like, well, it's the private stuff. Yeah, it's nobody's business. But a big part of it was because it was really funny having people coming in chat and being like, what is that accent? And I'll make them guess, and of course they would never guess. Of course nobody would ever guess where I was from, but it was really funny. And then one day I just became curious, you know, because, well, I was seeing on Twitter like, oh, all these Vtubers are from the Philippines, these are Indonesians, these are Americans, these are from which countries. And I was like, oh, hey, it must be nice to have some fellow countrymen. And I was like 99.99% sure that I was the only Vtuber from my country. But I was like, maybe, who knows? Like, it's not like I've always been a bit of a fringe kind of person, but I'm not that unique. Surely someone might have had the same idea. Although I was like, do people here even know about Vtubers? But if there is one thing about my country, the people in my country, it's you expect one thing, but they always manage to surprise you, for good or worse. And so I typed on Google, Vtuber Madagascar or something like that. And the first stuff I see, well, I believe I first saw that one, what was their name? Fia Sona, I believe. A Vtuber debut. Talking of all things about Queen Ranaval. So I was like, oh, okay. How do we even know that? How do people even know about Queen Ranaval? How do people even know about her? So it's a funny thing. But yeah, I was like, oh, well, okay. Well, someone is talking about something about the country. All right. And then the rest was about the movie that shall not be named. Of course. But it was mostly like VTuber discovers that Madagascar exists or stuff like that. And I felt kind of sad. Well, kind of. I felt really sad. It was people joking about the country not existing, or just everything about that stupid movie. And I don't know, like, I wouldn't call myself the most, one way or another, I don't feel myself extremely patriotic or what. I do not reject my country, but I don't necessarily feel the need to like, oh, put it above everything. But I felt sad. And I was like, you know what? If anything, maybe we can achieve something. We can make sure that when people, I don't know how many people are gonna search that up, but if people are typing Vtuber in Madagascar as keywords in a search bar, we should make sure that at least one Vtuber from the damn country appears. And so from there, I started to just put that I was from Madagascar everywhere on all of my accounts. And I started to share stuff about my life in the country so that people would maybe, when they hear the word Madagascar, not think about that damn stupid movie, but something else. Anything else but that. Because the sad thing is, it looks like nobody, no, not nobody, but like, why is it that the first thing that I searched is about people that didn't come to the realization, wait, it actually talked about an actual place that exists. This is, my god, what? So yeah, so from there I decided, okay, if nothing, I'll try to make sure I will at least appear there on the search. Because I'm an actual VTuber from that damn country, god damn it. And so it's become an agenda. An agenda with a very long name. Part of that agenda, part of advancing that agenda was the game I was supposed to play today, but Power was not cooperating, and that's why we're here. That's why we're here. I ended up just yapping. But whatever, you guys say that you like yapping, so we're good then. Yapping is nice. Not! Yapping is... To yap is actually a negative thing. As in, if I type yap, meaning on Google. Huh? No? Or is it not? I thought that was a negative thing. But that it's used in a funny way. So that's why I used it. I don't understand internet lingo. Wait, yap, abbreviation for young aspiring professional. No, not what I had in mind. Give a sharp, shrill bark. No. Talk at length in an irritating manner. There it is. Talk at length in an irritating manner. That's negative. I do hope I'm not talking in an irritating manner. I'm talking normally, so if you don't like this, then you won't like the streams, because that's how I talk normally. Yapping is negative, but most VTuber streamers use it in a more positive way nowadays. That's nice. That's nice. Turning something negative into a more positive. Whenever you hear Madagascar, you think of your failed runs on Plague Inc. Well, I guess as long as you don't think about that blasted movie series, I'll take that, I guess. But with everything that I'm yapping about, I hope you will remember something else about the country, about the actual country. Yapping is a word resurrected by Gen Z to describe a frenetic, albeit casual and light conversational flow. My god, okay. So the Gen Z did something. I'm you can tell from which generation I am. Not that one. After over a year here, whenever you hear Madagascar, you're thinking about Nova. You're being brainwashed. I'm from the country, so I'll take that. I'll take you thinking of me when you hear the word over you thinking of that damned movie. That's my agenda. Let's have you thinking about anything else but that. And hopefully stop the, no, but that's not a country that exists. That's not a place that exists joke. Because, like, put yourself in all these shoes. It's only like, apparently it's a country that nobody knows about. It's extra bad that you are making jokes about it not existing. Like, you're not from the country. You shouldn't be joking about it like that. Please stop. Stop that. Don't do jokes like that. That's not funny. And if you're asking, no, most Malagas don't care about the movie. They don't care about that. Most of the time when I'm asked stuff about Malagas people, most of the time my answer would be, they don't care. They don't care about that. They care about being able to feed themselves every day. They don't care about most of the problems out there. It's just me. It's just me that's getting triggered by that damned movie. And that is why that rule exists. Well, those that have been bonked because of this cannot say anything anymore because we're not there. But yeah, I do bonk. So be careful. Be careful. I do not joke about those rules. Even the ones that kind of look like jokes. Must admit, before, when you heard about Madagascar, you only really thought about lemurs, and not because of a movie. Oh, that's nice. That's really nice. That's nice. Yeah, that's the stereotypical things you should think about when you hear the word Madagascar. Lemurs, or turtles, or ravnal, or baobabs. And not a movie about escaped New York Zoo animals and penguins. Well, the penguins are part of a zoo, whatever. Not penguins, not lions, not zebras, not giraffes? How do you pronounce this word? Giraffe? How do you pronounce this word? Baobabs are cool. Baobabs are very cool. We have very cool stuff here. A ton of very cool stuff that you will never be able to see anywhere else. How do you pronounce giraffe in English? Giraffe. What's the biggest animal here? Probably the crocs, the crocodiles. That's the biggest animals here. There's not anything that is bigger than that, I think. At least not as far as I know. Not as far as I know. What is my favorite food? Chocolate. Dark chocolate, because any other variety is not chocolate. And I harshly judge anyone who does not like dark chocolate. my how do you call it? My my opinion of someone will go down if they tell me they don't like dark chocolate. Oh no, but the crocs aren't like they're not everywhere or what? There is one city. Is it a city? A town? I don't know if it's called it would be called a city or a town. That is called Marvwai, which literally translates to many crocs, many crocodiles. But it's not. They're not everywhere. And I don't know if there are actually that many of them in Marvwai. Voi is the word for the crocodiles, and Mar just means many or a lot of. Sounds like Florida. Does it? Are there many crocs in Florida? I know there are jokes like the Florida man, but I don't really understand the thing. What is the most beautiful spot or location? There are so many. We have so many beautiful places. There's the Emerald Sea. There's Noose Bay. There's Sainte Marie is also really nice. Like, we have so many beautiful spots. The Baobab Alley. What was it again? Alley of the Baobabs. The Tsing. Well, the Tsing, I don't know if you would say it's beautiful. For sure, it's unique. Beyond that, I don't know. The Emerald Sea, it's a spot in the north. If you type Emerald Sea Madagascar, you should find some photos. It's like a touristic spot. You just looked up the crocs in Madagascar and it's the Nile crocodile. Yeah. It's the Nile crocodile. It's that fair. It's that. There's the extinct Madagascar horn crocodile. Well, if it's extinct, chances are I haven't seen it. I don't remember that. Although I went to the zoo when I was much younger, though, where there are like fossils and stuff like that of older like species of animals that have went extinct a while ago. But I don't remember. I don't remember. That's not the kind of stuff I tend to remember. I must admit, that's not the kind of stuff I tend to remember. If you ask me what kind of stuff I tend to remember, I'd say I don't know. It's a big, wide variety of stuff. But it's just that some things stick in my brain and others don't. I can't quite find a clear pattern to them. Have I ever gotten into Warhammer? Or I've heard of it for sure, but gotten into it, no. And well, I'm not sure I'd get into it. We have there's a lot of species that are only endemic here, and some that even are still discovered to this day. So yeah, There's a lot. I don't know if some are called after something of Madagascar, something of Madagascar. Some are called after the country, but not all. The video game, not the tabletop. No, I've never tried nor had the inclination to try. There's like a fantasy setting for it too, right? I prefer fantasy setting to sci-fi settings. But it really depends. Really depends. Like, it's not for 40k, but there's gotta be something that is more fantasy oriented, I believe. But if I had to give a my preference goes fantasy, then post-apocalyptic, then modern, then sci-fi settings. Like, sci-fi is really the last one I'd check out. If anything is especially in space, that's already a turn off for me. I'm not saying that there are some stories and stuff like that I've checked out that take place in space that I liked, but it's really the thing I would check out the last. I'm mostly into fantasy, or at the very least something that has a kind of a medieval setting to it. Warhammer Vermintide, Fantasy Apocalypse. What are my favorite games? If I had to give you a few titles off the top of my head, I'd say Final Fantasy VIII, The Witcher 3, God of War, the 2018 title, Ghost of Tsushima, loads of EverQuest. That's a few titles off the top of my head that I really liked. And I like replaying. One more card. Yeah, I've heard of Gears of War. Gears of War is well, obviously war settings, right? I don't like war settings. As in, especially modern war settings or historical war settings. It depresses me. Whether it, especially like watching movies about the first war or the second war, it depresses me. And I've heard of Watch Dogs, but I believe Brova, my brother, must have Watch Dogs, or but I think Brova bought Watch Dogs, didn't he? Or did he not? He bought a game with dogs in the title, but I don't know. I've heard of Watch Dogs, yeah. But yeah, I haven't tried it out. Isn't Watch Dogs the game that looked insanely good in the trailers and then ended up being kind of meh when it actually released? Well, you could tell me, well, so many games are like that, but developers, Ubisoft, yeah, Ubisoft. Of course it ended up like that. Right? 90% of the game, of course, yeah, like, yeah. It's like saying stuff like, you know, I covered that one song of Ado. Everyone covered which one? Everyone covered every song of Ado. It's stuff, yeah, it's stuff like that. Like, of course. Well, yes, Captain Obvious Nova. Of course. Ah no, Brova bought sleeping dogs. Yeah, there was a dogs in the title. I just... I was just like, oh, Brova... That's the extent of what I know of it. You won't see me play games in modern settings that much. Uncharted 4 is gonna be one of the few exceptions, you know. But that's because it's gonna advance my agenda. My agenda of... When you hear the word Madagascar, you should be thinking of this stupid movie from the 2000s. I need a catchier title for that agenda, but I can't find one. I'm open to suggestions. But I'll, of course, I have a veto on it. Is there a sale on Steam right now? Yeah, Nova. Next Fest. What is that? Celebration of upcoming games. Does Uncharted 4 have a good representation of Madagascar? Well, that's the only game I played that actually was taking place mostly like at the beginning it doesn't, but most of the game takes place in Madagascar, and decent. As in, they clearly didn't come here. But they actually took it seems to me they actually took reference photos and tried to like modelize stuff to have a feel of it, and it does have a feel of it. The only thing that's missing is people actually speaking Malagasy, but yeah, that would have been difficult, I guess. So they went with the next best thing, which is French speaking with an African accent, which is not representative, but whatever. You can't. you can't have everything. Like at least there's that. Is there that? I believe there are a few games that are shared on the Discord server. A few games that supposedly take place in Madagascar. But that's the only game I played. Yeah, I was wondering about that. I was wondering about those games. Like, really? Uncharted 4 is the only one I played that actually had it. And it felt really good, you know, to actually see my country. Well, it's not exactly it, as in it's a approximate, and it's good that it's approximate because it's there are stuff that are happening, there are destructions, and also it's good that it's more like a, you know, a fiction Madagascar in it, but it has the vibe of it. It has the vibe of it. Like, yeah, I could point out that no, this kind of this is not here, this is not there, this in real life, this is not. But we're not there for that. It's just I felt insanely good when I played it, and I saw everything looked familiar. Like, yes. I don't know about you, but when you live in a country that nobody knows about, it feels so good when you see it on medias that you, like, for example, if I was seeing it on TV, no, not on TV, in someone's movie or in someone's video game, I'd feel so good about it. I felt so good playing that game because it was like, oh, I don't know how to describe the feeling. but it's kind of like, yes, it's my country. I live there. We exist. It felt really good. And so every time if I read a book in which Madagascar was mentioned, I would always flip. My country is mentioned. We exist. In a movie, I'll be like, we exist. We're there. It's us. It's really a... I don't know how to describe it, but yeah. Dark Pictures, Devil in Me, House of Ashes, A Little Hope. We played, what was it? We played, what was that game again? Let me try to find the Quarry, if that counts. I'm not a big horror fan. Like, there are some games that I can play. I can't play a pure horror game, but if it's like something that is more of a interactive movie like The Quarry, I can. But it was really fun. It was kind of like a watch along, so it was really fun. Or something that is more action oriented with elements of horror, like Resident Evil 4 to 6. That I can play. Or something like Left 4 Dead. That I can play. But horror, it really depends. I can't play anything that has very loud sounds, shrill sounds playing. It's a recipe for disaster. And when I mean disaster, I mean I might expire on stream and make it as the first, I don't know, the first Malagasy Vtuber that died while streaming or something like that. So no. I need to pick, I need to be very picky with horror games. You were always jealous of Americans because so much stuff is based there. Yeah, I can understand that. Jealous, I don't know if I can say that. I can say that I was jealous, but it's just that it. Well, we're a country. Well, like we're an island. Okay, we don't really care about whatever's happening outside, really, that much. It's an insular kind of mindset, really. Like the last time I was talking about Madagascar, someone asked in chat, do you usually go to the continent a lot? And said, in general, we don't even consider ourselves part of the continent. Like, geographically speaking, the land is... We're not part of that big landmass. And even if, like, you had to, like, assign us a continent, yeah, sure, you would assign us Africa as a continent, but at the very least, most of the people in my entourage, most of the people I've interacted with, don't consider themselves themselves Africans. So like in general, we don't really care about whatever's happening outside. But you know, it feels like most people at least know about other countries. But most people don't know about mine, so it's a weird feeling. I can't say that I'm necessarily jealous, but yeah, maybe there's a touch of envy that really is made known once I see my country mentioned somewhere. There's a Finnish character in Control, and that was 90% of why you liked it so much. It's made by Finns too. Okay. Hitman was made by so Denmark, but main character is Romanian. Is he? Oh, Agent 47 is Romanian. Okay. Interesting. That's a bit of trivia I didn't know. Well, I mean, I'm a Vtuber for Madagascar, but my name is not a Malagasy one, you know. Whatever. There's people from all countries, not all, but from many countries in the chat. It's really nice. That's one thing I really love, seeing that there are people from very different countries watching. Cause I would say it's a wonder. I would never have been able to interact with someone from Denmark or Finland. Like, at least French, maybe, yeah, because we come here. I had the opportunity to work with French people. But, and maybe Americans. We sometimes, yeah, there are some. But over countries, never ever. So it's really great that I get to like interact with people like that. We have a very eclectic. Is eclectic the word? Is it what it means in English? Yeah, it's a very eclectic chat. It's lovely because that means we get to like share a ton of stuff and open our horizons. We get to hear about stuff that is very different from what we used to do. And that allows us to grow. I love it. Yeah, we've had quite a few Americans, but I don't know which states they're from. But yeah, there's quite a few. I think it's just natural because I speak English, and it's just natural. Yeah, you'd have more chances of having people that speak that. We have United States, Canada, Germany. Actually, the Madagascar crowd has grown, I believe, which is really nice too. United Kingdom, Brazil, Saudi Arabia, Indonesia, Philippines, Japan, Finland, India, Australia, Malaysia, Poland, Chile, Netherlands. That's what seems to be appearing lately. English is well spoken and understood in most Scandinavian countries, so watching English streams is quite normal. The thing is, what was I gonna say? The thing with English speaking is like, it's not. Well, it was an official language in the country for a very short amount of time, I believe. But yeah, no, so it's not widely spoken. I don't get to like train, no, practice. I don't get to like practice English that much. At least the people in my the people around me aren't fluent in English, so I didn't really have that much opportunity to practice. That's part of why I wanted to try streaming in English. And wow, it's just, you know, it's an English that there are chances where more people are gonna understand it from many countries than if, say, I was going with French. So it was a very natural choice for me to try it out. but I wasn't. It was not in my plans to like necessarily like go and try to find some Malagasy people to watch me. Although it makes me very happy to find some from time to time. But I guess part of it was also there was also that whole. I wanted to like have something to show before I went and it's like, it's like when you get a job and at first when you don't have a good standing there yet, you're kind of hesitant to share about your job, especially with people in your family, because we are gonna be like, oh, so what are you doing, and so how much do you earn, and stuff like that. So I feel like part of why I was kind of hesitant to share my existence to other Malagasy people was also that I wanted to kind of have a tiny bit, a modicum of success before I went and be like, hey, look, I'm a Vtuber from Madagascar. I kind of feel like that. Like it's already hard doing something that nobody's gonna believe in. But yeah, but it makes me very happy when I see some Malagasy people in the chat, and also it kind of makes me go like, oh, fuck, they're gonna understand my cussing. Is it hard to pick up English for well, I learned a bit of English in school, but it was not a lot. If I had to like compare between English and French, it was a bit harder to pick it up. Obviously, because French, like we have everything in French. Like we have programs in French, the movies, the foreign movies that are airing on TV are French dubbed. So it's easy to pick up French. A lot of people around me speak French. It was easy to pick up French. It was harder to pick up English because there's a lot less material and a lot less people to practice with. So it was harder. But when I did like I did with French, I read books. And that's how I added to my vocabulary. And really the stream, when I started streaming 3 years ago was when I really started to speak English, because before that it was just the odd you need to say one sentence in class in English. Before I started streaming, I didn't practice speaking English at all. But it was definitely like, because I could read, it helped me. I'm trying to learn Japanese right now, and it's hard because I do not have access to like that whole, okay, I'll just read books, cheat code ahead with English. And I don't really have as much time to like watch streamers as I used to, so yeah. One of the sad benefits of English being such a wide spoken language is being able to hear all the accents that spice it up. Yeah, there's that too. Accents are really fun. We don't, well, I mean, I wasn't really, accent wasn't really that much of a big part of my life before. But yeah, English, it's with English it seems to be a much bigger thing. So yeah, no, definitely. It always makes me I find it delightful to hear the different kinds of accents, especially like when I hear like a Scottish accent in a game. It always makes me laugh because I find it so delightful. It's so musical. It's really nice. after a certain age, you found Danish movies kind of cringe to some degree. So you mainly watch English movies? Oh, yeah. League of Legends, wow. Don't I consider this making it already? I reached you all the way here in America. I mean, success is a very subjective and funny thing, you know? It's always gonna be measured in numbers. Now, what numbers of what? That's what's gonna vary, but it's always gonna be measured in numbers. And well, the perspective of someone, let's say someone lambda from my country, that was raised with a certain mindset. It always goes something like, you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to be successful. Successful means, well, you get to earn enough to be comfortable. And earning enough to be comfortable is actually a very hard thing to achieve here. Like, very hard. Super hard. You're always gonna be judged by some standards that has been put down by your society, and it's very hard to measure up. Near impossible to measure up and be happy with that choice. Most of the time it's not even a choice. So yeah. There's a whole cultural passive here. I will just say that I don't feel like I'm anywhere near having made it, really. But well, I'm not what I'm after right now is just being able to feed myself, pay the bills, and continue doing this. Because this activity makes me really happy, and I've never felt as fulfilled as I did when I do it. So I want to continue doing this, and in order to do this, I need to be able to feed myself and pay the bills at the very least. So yeah, that's just what I'm after right now. Which means it's not I'm not gonna make it big. I'm not gonna make it big because I'm not really a mainstream kind of person either. Which means I don't vibe with what is popular, and the stuff that I like is usually kind of obscure or at best mixed. Has mixed impressions, mixed opinions. So I'm never gonna make it big. Like, but it's fine. As long as I get to keep feeding myself and paying the bills, we'll be fine. I just, well, I had at some point I had this very what's the word again? At some point I had this very presumptuous ambition to maybe inspire people to chase after their dreams is a big word. In more grounded words. I had this ambitious and very presumptuous aspiration to inspire people to try going the not so well trodden road. If whatever they wanted the thing they really wanted to do with their life was out of reach. Now I'm just like, oh, it's good if I'm just able to feed myself, so that I can actually tell to my fellow countrymen, you know, ambitions these days. Yeah, last month was very tiring. I went through I once wake up call. Not really. When I started this adventure, I was, well, I thought I was well armed with knowledge of how real life works. I had actual life experience. I went through stuff that many young people haven't gone through. And I was not as young as I was 10 years ago. Like, yeah, no, I had a much firmer grasp on what reality meant. Still, I guess last month just consolidated that thought that, yeah, no, we're never going to be a very successful person in any sense of a term, but it's okay. It's fine. You don't have to be successful. I just want to be happy. And I guess my very presumptuous assumptions have been put to the rest, but I just hope I can bring something positive to someone out there. Is all. If I can show to some fellow younger countrymen, some fellow Malagasy young people that, yeah, no, you can try to make things work. Trying to pursue an activity here on the wide internet, even though we have very few what do you call it, tools, platforms to allow us, so we can still do it. I guess that's what I ended up with. Last month was so exhausting. It was exhausted emotionally, but yeah. Well, can I say it was just last month? It's just that last month everything exploded. But it was... I've been here for 3 years. It's just a natural conclusion that had to come at some point. But yeah. But it's okay. It's okay. Learning kanji is like pulling teeth. Some kanjis are kind of like, the kanji for tree, for example. You could be like, yeah, it kind of looks like a tree, maybe. But yeah, it's kind of hard. I just feel like I started with the wrong alphabet, man. On macadamia nuts from Madagascar. We don't eat macadamia nuts every day, so I don't feel so. That's not a kind of food that I see. Macadamia that I see that much here. No, native to Australia, but not grown in other regions like Hawaii, apparently. No, it's Australia. No, they're not from here. You want to start streaming, but you don't know how. Just start streaming. Don't start. Just Just try it out. Just start. Just start. Well, I'm the kind of person that learns best in practice. Like if I was if I like in a game, if a game is like going through a tutorial, or if I read the manual for a new machine or something like that, I won't understand anything. I'm the kind of person that has to try. I'm the kind of person that's like I just streamed one day. Like okay, I finished my model and I just streamed. I didn't even announce it or anything. I just streamed. Turns out someone actually came and watched. I wasn't expecting that, but I just tried it out. Usually the kind of advice you see people giving when it comes to like streaming, but it's really it's an advice that stands for any other kind of creative endeavor, for stuff that could be a hobby, you know, like start it as a hobby, they say. What really is important is if it's an activity that is kind of entrepreneurial, it's not gonna bear fruits immediately. You have to give it time to grow. And so in the meantime, you should be able to support yourself. That's why usually when it comes to like streaming or stuff like that, people always say, no, just start it as a hobby. Start it as a hobby. Like if it's gonna be just a hobby, it's just gonna be a hobby, and there's no reason to like give much more advice on that. But if you are hoping to like make a living out of it later, make sure you are able to support yourself in the meantime until you are able to make a living out of it. The reason why I started doing VTubing was because I had already worked before and had saved enough to sustain me for a while. Turns out it was enough to sustain me for 3 years. And yeah, 3 years and so is usually like a reasonable amount of time to expect your business to start finally like for your investment to pay. Thing is, I personally needed to like really learn stuff there while doing it. So there was a lot of trial and errors at first. And I only really got my rhythm going last year. I wish I had learned faster, but well, this is how it turned out. And yeah, I would beyond wishing that I had learned how stuff worked faster, I really don't have any regret or what. Yeah, I wish you the best. I wish you the best in your endeavors. If you ask me for advice, my advice will always be try. I'm not the kind of... Well, yes, I plan, but not like that. I make schedules. Like, okay, I'm gonna release this here. I'm gonna do this here. But I don't plan. I go with the flow. Kinda. I don't know how to explain it. But I'm the kind of person that's just gonna be like, I'll try it out and then I'll see where it goes. And that's always how I've gone with my life. And I suspect that's always how I will go. So if people ask me for advice, I'll always just give them that. Just try. Now, that just try, depending on you, is gonna be different. Just try might be something like, okay, you go into it directly, you stream and you see how it goes, like I did. Or you start by studying. You study how people stream. You study how they make their schedules. You study how they interact. Like, And then you try to emulate it. At first you might be like, maybe very much just copying. It's okay. That's how you learn. And then you'll add more of yourself into it. It depends on you. But really, my advice will always be try. Unless, of course, like, if you're asking the question, it means you're interested. And therefore, try. Because you wouldn't be asking if you're not interested. Obviously, if you were not interested, I'd be like, are you interested first? But obviously, if you ask the question, you're interested. So yeah, just try. Try to find your own rhythm. Try to find your own rhythm. It's not because I don't know, the people you checked out stream every day that you should do it. Try to find a rhythm that is sustainable to you. What I find is important is consistency. If you're gonna stream once every month, try to stick to that. If that is the rhythm you can sustain, try to stick to that. Although it depends on the platform too. Like on YouTube, consistency is key. On Twitch, it seems like you really just have to be there. How to be successful as a streamer? Just be there. Just exist. Keep streaming. And then after a while, well, there are gonna be people that will crop out, and more people. On YouTube, it's really about consistency. If, say, I am uploading a video every month, then I should try to hold to that. I am currently streaming every day. I try to hold to that because I can see that if I don't do that, there's an impact. I can tell. Yeah, being consistent is the important part. It doesn't have to be like every day. Like on Twitch, it seems to me like you have to be there all the time. That's why they say to stream always. ABC, always be casting on Twitch. But the way things are discovered on Twitch is very different from. So that there's that too. Like if you are on two different platforms, you have to understand the two platforms and leverage that. Consistency is huge. It's easy for people to lose track of you if you just stream at random times. Yeah, definitely. And well, I mean, you yourself are a viewer. You can, so that means you can understand how a viewer would be reacting. Me, I do all the stuff that I do on the channel. I do it with a mindset. Okay, the viewer I want is me. Like basically, is this something that I would watch? Is this something that I would listen to? And that's what I do. I wish you all the best in your endeavors, Charles. And, well, as with anything, give it time. Afterward, it's up to you. As in, what amount of time are you willing to give it? And at what point does it feel like it's not worth it anymore? You have to ask yourself those questions. I've been here for 3 years and I gained more subscribers last month than I did in my first 2 years. So the progress is also one that is slow to come, but once you reach a certain momentum, it does go up. So there's that too. You have to, like, it's good to keep track of how others are doing, so you know what kind of potential the field might have. But only compare yourself to others to like learn from them and not to put yourself down or discourage yourself. That happens a lot too, yeah. Like when I first started, I was like, okay, and I could see different VTubers that had started around the same time as me, and they were blowing up, and I was still counting like 10 subscribers. And yeah, it's discouraging, but everyone also has different rhythms, and if someone is blowing up next to you, chances are they already know the game. They already have experience, and they just restarted with a different account or something like that. They already know the game, or they're insanely lucky. As I say that, that's also that. But there were many that were seemingly blowing up around me while I was stuck mired in the mud. So I believe most of the people that I saw back then were already actually knew what they were doing, especially compared to me. For a song, is there something you have to do for a cover? Can you just put cover in and it'll be okay to avoid copyright? Covers are very rarely my covers don't have a copyright claim. I personally don't care about the copyright claims because I cannot monetize on YouTube. My country is not listed among the ones that have access to the YouTube partner program, so I cannot monetize on YouTube, so I don't care that my covers are copyright claimed. Most of them are, like the vast majority of them are. The only time one is not copyright claimed is if the cover is significantly different from the original. Everything is gonna be copyright claimed. A copyright claim does not mean that your channel is in a bad state or what. It's just a copyright claim just means well, the ID, let's say the bot was able to recognize, okay, that material is copyrighted to this entity, and that entity is able to usually they allow it to be used on YouTube, but it just means that your monetization might be compromised. There are some publishers, no, not publishers. There's what's the equivalent for a publishing house for music again? There are some like the right holders, the ones that have a copyright that don't allow it sometimes, and even issue copyright strikes. Usually what I do is I have another account on which I upload the cover to check if everything's fine, as in if it's not gonna cause any strikes. But yeah, you can probably just check on Google. There are threads, discussions of people about how some publishers that are just issuing strikes for certain artists or stuff like that. It's better to check that out. It's completely up to the copyright owner, whatever they do with it. It's completely up to the copyright owner. That's their prerogative as the copyright owner. Usually they allow it to be used on YouTube. They just maybe they are some may be collecting data on your video. Some may be subverting the monetization. Subverting. No. No, some might be claiming the monetization. The ad money might be going to them. But like I said, I don't care because I don't get monetized anyway. And I just want to cover the songs I want to cover, man. So, It's a good, at least most of the time they just allow it to be used. Sometimes they block it worldwide, which is very annoying. Especially when I'm already done with the cover, it's perfect and all. Well, no, not perfect, but it's done and all, and I'm like, we're ready to release. And it's just blocked worldwide. It's very annoying when that happens. But sometimes it just get unblocked for some reason. Well, it's a copyright that, yeah, it's not because it's fine now that it will always be fine. Sometimes the copyright holders just come back and make a demand like, no, we don't allow that to be used anymore, and yeah, you get a strike, stuff like that. Copyright is a funny thing. Like, I'm putting myself in the shoes of, say I have 3 original songs on my channel. I want to have a degree of control over them, as in, I would like to know if someone is using them. I would like to know if someone is covering them. As someone who does covers, I wouldn't want to like restrict it, but you know, credit where it's due, because many people are not even putting credits, and I want to have a modicum of control over where it goes. Like, for example, if someone was making a music video with some problematic content in there and using my song, I would want to have a say in that, you know? And also, yeah, you know, I understand, but for example, as someone who like wrote a song, I would like for that song to be more widely listened to. So people that are sharing it, for me, is a good thing. So the whole blocking it, I'm not a fan of it. Oh, if you have to like block it for certain countries because of some current events, okay. But blocking it globally, I find it like, why? If I write a song, I would like for it to be heard by people. I would like for people to listen to it. In my terms, yeah, but I would like for people to listen to it. Yeah, that's just me. That's just okay, so the thing is, copyright. Well, basically, if you do something, if you made a song, if you wrote a song, then you are the one who holds the right to it. Now there are many things, like maybe you can all the participants in the song also hold the right to it. It depends on what they did, and there are corresponding rights to that. But everyone that had a hand in it has a right to it. And you can, for example, give up your right or sell it or whatever. But point stands, whoever has that right at any given time has a say in what. Put yourself in the shoes. I don't know. You invented a desert. Therefore, you are the one who holds the rights to that. You are the inventor. You are the creator. Someone got a hold of your desert and made a different version of it, and it became widely popular, but they never said that it was inspired by your desert. How would you feel about that? It's stuff like that. Like, it's just, credit where it's due. And because you invented the desert, and they are making money out of their desert, which is a variation of yours, shouldn't they? Shouldn't they be giving you something to? It's stuff like that. So yeah. But the thing with like the principle, I'm fine with the principle. It's just that yeah, the laws are all over the place and they are different depending on the countries, and most of the time they have not been updated, and it's a pain. It's a pain. You just try to go with the flow. Well, I just try to go with the flow. Yeah, well, the rights are like there's distributing right, there's creating rights, like, and everyone has a part of the cake, one way or another. Everyone that has a hand in it has a part of the cake, and it's a mess. It's messy. It's messy. I was just making an example. We are not talking about the specifics of which field or what. It would be a patent, I guess, for stuff like that, but I was just making an example. Please, come on. Hello Albedo, welcome, thank you very much for dropping by. The stream is going. We've been yapping for 3 hours. We've been yapping for 3 hours. I'm just trying to find an example that is easy enough to understand without going into the specifics. Come on. You love how we keep bouncing from topic to topic. Yeah, that's how my chatting streams usually go. Yeah, especially since today there's no theme whatsoever. Today was power is out. What do I do? That's how it started. Because when I do chatting streams, mostly there is like a theme to which we try to like, hold to, stay within. But yeah. Yeah, no, the lights are fine now. I believe that the power must have returned since it's been a few hours or not. Well, the batteries are fine because I'm not doing much. Literally, I just have the PC, the screen, the lights on, so it's fine. It can hold a while. With that being said, I'm parched. It would be nice if the power returns so I can finally go and make some warm cup of something to drink. Do I prefer coffee or tea? I prefer tea. I was raised with a belief that coffee is bad for your health. I was mildly surprised to find out that the Americans and the other Europeans in the chat are just drinking coffee. They culturally just drinking coffee since they were wee children. I was raised. I was told from a tender age that coffee is not good for you. You had like 6 cups this morning. Oh my god! I very, very rarely drink coffee. Very rarely. Very, very rarely. I remember there was a time when I was still working in the, when I was still a corporate slave and going through the mandatory what's it called, the medical checkup, the professional medical checkup. And I remember the doctor that checked me up was like, do you drink coffee? And I said, no, very rarely. And the doctor was like, oh, very good, very good. Never really liked the taste, but caffeine comes in many forms. Yeah. Well, we do have Coca-Cola. So there's a tiny bit of coffee in there. And yeah, I used to drink Coca-Cola. I wouldn't say regularly, but more when I drink coffee at a point. So yeah, not that I've never had caffeine, but yeah, it doesn't really do much to me apart from easing my my bowels, I guess. But yeah, I never really noticed it doing much. But then again, I never drank too much caffeine, so maybe I never really reached a point where it was doing anything. Coffee is the dark chocolate of drinks. There's literally hot cocoa for dark chocolate, so no. No. No and no. You will not try to convince me of that, no. It's not, and it's final. Coffee is coffee. It does smell nice though, coffee. It does smell really nice. And when I drink coffee, it's usually just dark with sugar. I don't like adding milk. I don't like adding milk to my hot cocoa either. I drink milk on its own, usually. Oh, or milk tea. Milk tea is nice too. But otherwise, yeah. Javash, hi, hello, welcome. Thank you very much for dropping by. I do believe I haven't yet seen that name. You only drink coffee black. I know people that drink coffee black. I need mine with sugar at least. I don't really like bitter stuff. Like, yeah, I like dark chocolate, but there's gotta be some sweetness to it. Stuff can't be just one thing. When it comes to tastes, I really prefer the variant where there's like a little bit of at least two kinds of taste, like sweet sour, salty sweet, bitter sweet, and not just one thing. I think it's much better. It gives me a lot more to appreciate. Himalayan salt. Nope. Himalayan salt. What is Himalayan salt? Oh, it's orange. Mined from the Punjab region of Pakistan. Pinkish tint. What's the minerals? What are the minerals that are mostly present in it? Crystalline halite intercalated with potash salt. You must understand that I learned. I was taught in French, so when I see English words for stuff, usually it does not really, like, I learned all my chemistry in French, so if I see a word in English, it doesn't really register what element it is. Potassium. So is it potassium salt? Instead of and now wash sodium, instead of sodium. Black is the only way coffee comes in the barn. Bitter part of a food we would stream could be coffee, black coffee. Yeah, could be. We could try that. But like I said, it tends to like loosen my balls, so maybe not. Cause like a quick what's it called? A quick bathroom break might turn into a long one. Can have that. Himalayan salt is, you think it's just normal salt with an increased price tag. At the very least, it's pinkish, orangey, something like that. At least it has a different color. It's the more healthier salt. There are a lot of things that have been considered healthier, and in time were finally proved not to be. So I don't know, but who knows? Maybe in 50 years we'll discover, oh no, it was not that good because it caused this random new illness. Because people are always like, oh, this is good for your health, and you eat a ton of it. Yeah, no, but like people never know moderation. Area champion, hi, hello, welcome. Thank you very much for dropping by. Thank you for participating. Used to only like coffee with creamer until you learn about the proper coffee to water ratio. You were making 32 O's. I have no idea what O's is. Of coffee using only 2K cups. I have no idea what that is. You use 5K cups and you can drink it black now. So it was very concentrated before, but now you drink it more diluted. Okay. Ounces. So you are American, I believe. We don't use that. Ounce. What can I convert ounce into? Is it centiliters? Gram? Milliliters? No, but we were talking about coffee, so centiliters, ounce to centiliters. 1 ounce is 2.9. Ah, why? What is that? Why? Why can't it be a round number? It's the same with miles too. Something around 3 centiliters. Okay, so around 15 centiliters. That's not even a glass. Okay, yeah, but that's a big cup, I guess. You didn't mean healthy, just healthier. Well, healthier is already enough for people to run to it and abuse it. You remember there had been a period where the so-called scientists wanted to convince you oatmeal was bad for people. You think the opinion on the health effects of eggs changes every 3 weeks? I've seen a lot of like I've seen a few videos of people like Japanese and American. Of I don't even remember which they are, but like I watch random videos of seiyus of Japanese voice actors and of English speaking streamers. I don't always remember. But I remember them saying like, oh no, eating raw eggs is not good. And I wondered about it because I remember when I was young, I was so like, you have to, making drinks with raw eggs was super good for the health. And so I always thought that it was just an issue with their eggs, as in their country, maybe there's something happening. I don't know. I just assumed that on the spot, but okay. Yeah, it might just be that opinions and advices are changing over time. Yeah. There's 4 ounces in a cup, right? Well, if it's something. What kind? I believe coffee cups and teacups, for example, don't have the same. Size? I don't know. The only thing I know is glasses, like juice glasses or beer glasses, so I feel like 25 centiliters, which would be around 8 ounces or so, a little more than 8 ounces. You can only drink coffee when it's really strong. Oh god, okay. Well, I know someone that really likes coffee strong like that too. Yeah, 8 ounces. You drink raw milk your whole life and you're fine. Ah, yeah. I never tried drinking raw milk, I believe. We always boiled it. Wish you could get raw milk in your area. It's all pasteurized. You think raw eggs can have salmonella if they're not screened right? Well, we're boiling the milk, yeah. Well, it's basically like pasteurizing it, but just at home, you know. What, you don't boil your milk? Why is boiling the milk such a... Huh? You didn't know? Ah. Yeah, well, when I say we just boil the milk, it's the milk that is not... the milk that is not pasteurized. You know, not milk that is... not milk that is in cartons. We have actual, you know, milk that is raw. That's like the milk that came from the cow, you know. And we boil it, and yeah, it's basically just pasteurizing it. So yeah, we always drink our milk pasteurized. No, it's fine. It's fine. This is not a question of common sense. It's a question of something that you just never came to. It's part of culture, like the stuff that you are used to. Ah, so eggs can have salmonella. I usually have my eggs, like even when I cook my eggs for like a sunny side egg, I have it practically raw. I guess our eggs have been fine so far. Does it taste different? I don't know. My parents never made me drink raw milk. I never drank raw milk. We always boiled it, so I don't know. Raw milk contains lactoferrin, which is healthy, which boiling destroys, but boiling makes it safer if the milk is contaminated or something. There's also the whole lactose intolerance side. I don't know if pasteurizing it makes it easier on you to digest it or not. Boiled, does it taste different? I ever only drank it boiled, so I don't know. I ever only drank it pasteurized, so I don't know if it changes the taste or not. I cannot say. I don't know if the pasteurization does help with lactose intolerance or not. I'm not, but at some point I had a... I think I like at base I'm not lactose intolerant, but apparently you can just become lactose intolerant if you like don't consume any milk, any dairy products for a while. You can apparently become lactose intolerant, because it's about how it's about your body not being able to digest it, basically, to process it. And so after a while it might not be able to process it anymore, making you lactose intolerant. We have many people are farmers or stuff like that. So yeah, it's not that outlandish to have fresh products. Though it becomes a bit more outlandish in big cities, but yeah, it's still not that far-fetched. Dairy products are part of the stuff that, like, you have to be more or less consistent consuming them, otherwise your body is just gonna But then again, allergies are just a question of your body reacting excessively. So if it's not a reaction that is very lethal, you can just get your body used to the stimulus. With that being said, I am still allergic to a ton of stuff despite living on a daily basis with them, so I don't know. maybe my body's just as stubborn as me. The taste of the milk does come from what the cow eats. Ah, makes sense, yeah, makes sense. Does it taste like chocolate milk if you feed the cow chocolate? What was it? That one? That there was what I believe. I saw a video about a survey asking people a question like questions that, like, there were a mass of people believing that chocolate milk came from brown cows. Oh god, the kind of thing that makes you go, oh, why? You have some bad effects from milk, but you're fine with cheese. Huge amount of milk you consume. Yeah, like, for example, I tend to just drink powdered milk because it's just more practical, easy to combine, especially easy to conserve. So I tend to just drink powdered milk. But yeah, like, if I eat yogurt or cheese, I'm fine mostly. But the powdered milk tends to, like, I can't drink too much in a day because it tends to have bad effects. Yeah. I'll spare you the details. We don't need the details. But yeah, everything in moderation is usually good. Moderation depends on each person, of course. Yeah, honey, definitely I can tell. There's a difference, yeah. Which flowers they... C'est quoi le terme en anglais pour butiner? What's the... Butiner en anglais? Butiner. Hein? Récolter the pollen. From which flowers they gathered the pollen from. What? So there's no word for that. Foraging flowers. Hey. How long am I gonna be streaming for? I don't know. You guys are talking, so I talk. you guys have stuff to say, so I how long am I gonna stream for? That depends on you guys. If you still have stuff to say, I'll keep talking too, and we'll keep going at it. What kind of code does chocolate milk come from? I wonder. Spotted cows. Oh. Strawberry milk is easy. Just feed the cows a ton of strawberries. Talking about feeding cows chocolate, I know that chocolate is bad for like dogs. Is it good for cows? Can you feed chocolate to cows? Okay, so people ask, is it okay to give cows chocolate? Yes, chocolate is bad for cows. The question was, is it okay? And you say, yes, it's bad. Thank you very much for dropping by, Jovash. Happy cow trimming. Trimming? So that's how it's called. Cow trimming. Cutting and shaving a cow's hooves. Okay. But also the race of cows we have here are zebus. It will never not be funny. Zebu. Apparently, pigs are a rare animal that can safely eat chocolate. Oh! So we'll have chocolate flavored. I don't know what les côtelettes. C'est quoi les côtelettes en anglais? En anglais, côtelettes de porc en anglais, c'est quoi? Nino, pork chops. Pork chops. So we'll have chocolate pork chops. Don't let Nova near the cows. Why? All the cows that have been near me have been perfectly fine. Ham bacon. Chocolate ham. Chocolate bacon. I don't know how good that would be though. I'd be willing to try, but yeah. There's a restaurant in here that is like specialized in chocolate. Well, I don't know if it's still operating or what. I've never been. It's the kind of luxurious thing that is out of Nova's reach, you know? But yeah. Or at least there was a chef that was like specializing in chocolate. Restaurant Chocolat Antananarivo, something like that. Unless it's not in Antananarivo. I know there was something like that, but I don't know anymore. I'm gonna feed them chocolate? No! I eat my chocolate. I'm not feeding it to animals. No animal is gonna get my chocolate. Thank you very much. It's mine. There is such a thing as too much chocolate. Well, there is such a thing as too much of anything, really. Like, there is such a thing as too much Nova. Maybe we've reached that point. Hey, guys, it's almost 10 p.m. No. We gotta stop. We gotta stop here for today. There is such thing as too much Nova. I don't want you to get to get too tired. You need to come back. You need to come back. But yeah, I think we're gonna stop here for today. I know that there's still a lot of stuff we could be talking about, but yeah. It's a concept that exists, but you just haven't witnessed it. I haven't yet witnessed too much chocolate, yeah. Well, hopefully you won't. You will never find out that there is such a thing as too much Nova. But yeah, thank you guys so much for dropping by today. We ended up yapping for quite a while. There were so many new faces. Thank you so much for dropping by. I do hope you liked it here. I do hope that you will find it in you to like try and drop in by another time. Maybe you would always be welcome, of course. Tomorrow is Wednesday Discovery, which means tomorrow I'm gonna try some random game. Pray for it to 1. Run, 2. Not kill the stream, and 3. Be able to entertain us for more than 5 minutes. So well, yeah, we'll see how tomorrow goes. Thursday, we're gonna try again Uncharted 4. Hopefully there will be some power by the time we start. Otherwise it will be another powerless stream. We'll see. And then Friday, yeah, Friday is also freestyle. Oh god. I don't know what we're gonna do Friday. Unless if I have strength, we might do karaoke. Impromptu karaoke. But that will take care of a monthly one. We'll see. But then again, I should be announcing the karaoke. I shouldn't be making them like that. We'll see. We'll see. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe we'll see. We'll see. I still haven't really figured out what kind of food I could try. And that should also have its own announcement. So yeah, we'll see. I don't know what we're gonna do Friday, but it's Freestyle Friday. We could be doing another challenge stream. We could be playing a random game. It could be anything. It could be a working stream. We could be anything. But yeah, that's about it. That's what to expect this week. Again, thank you so much for dropping by, guys. I wish you a lovely rest of your day or night. Do take care of yourselves, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye bye. Yeah, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, and check out my commissions, and yeah, everything is in the video description. We have a community Discord server. You can drop by, share memes and stuff. And yeah. There. I believe I did my content creator duty. I always nail them. Alright, take care of yourselves, guys. Bye bye.